Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara. Gurudeva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sarva Mangala Mangalle Shive Sarvartha Sadike Sharane Trambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Om Gunatito Aksharam Brahma Bhagavan Purushottamah Jano Janandidam Satyam Uchyate. Bhava Bandhanat Om Bhagavate Shri Swaminarayanaya Namaha Shri Lakshmi Narayanaya Namaha Shri Radha Krishnaya Namo Namaha. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shri Hanumanji Maharaj Ki Jai. Welcome to Nitya Satsang. Today is the 3rd of November 2024. I want to offer my prostrations to all the great sages and to Paramatma residing in the heart of every being. With that prarthana, again, we are continuing to examine certain foundational ideas before progressing further in Shri Vivek Chudamani. Today, I want to express what is called Saparshad Dhyan. This is very interesting. Saparshad Dhyan means what? Again, this is a very basic concept in the path of bhakti. We need bhakti because path of bhakti is, it's the path we have to take. Just without bhakti, nothing is possible. So what is Saparshat Dhyan? When we go to a Radha Krishna Mandir, what do we see? We see Sri Radhaji and Sri Krishna. Radhaji is the devotee, is the sevika. She is the ideal devotee. So one of the reasons why Nimbarkacharya installed the Murti of Radhaji next to Sri Krishna is to show that we need to be like her in the devotion towards Sri Krishna. This is called Saparshat Dhyan. Dhyan meaning dhyan of Bhagwan, Bhagwan ka dhyan. But kaise dhyan karda? Bhakta ke saath Bhagwan ka dhyan karda. Now, you will notice in Ram Mandir, एक भी राम मंदिर ऐसा नहीं है जहां हनुमान जी नहीं है, राइट? एक भी राम मंदिर जैसा नहीं है वहां लक्ष्मण जी और सीता जी नहीं है. They all are always present. This is Saparshat. The devotees of the Lord are present with him always. Shivling, if you take Shivling, Shivling is a combination, Shivji and Parvati ji. That is Shivling, right? So always the bhakta is always with God. आदर्श भक्त, अनादि भक्त, नित्य भक्त, नित्य मुक्त, वो भगवान के साथ होते ही है. वो भगवान कभी अकेले नहीं होते. It's very interesting. This is called Saparshad. Now, what is the sadhana for us? What is to understand in this? So I'm going to show this to you. This is again one of these very fantastic, cool ideas in spirituality. And this is called Saparshad Dhyan. Okay, so hold on one moment here. So in Saparshad Dhyan, the detailed visualization of the deity's form, attire, ornaments, and surroundings, enriched with the presence of the ideal devotees, creates a multi-dimensional meditation experience. This vivid and immersive form of meditation not only helps in focusing the mind's attention away from external distractions, but also in aligning the devotee's energy with divine consciousness. Let's understand that paragraph first. Now, what does that mean exactly? Dhyan kiska karna hai? Whose dhyan we have to do? In Ishta Bhakti, in Upasana, dhyan Bhagwan ka hi hota hai. But what is the importance of the presence of ideal devotees? The importance is because of the enrichment of one's devotional practice. For example, when I see the Murti of Shri Radhaji, what comes to mind? मन में क्या आता है कि भगवान के साथ उनका प्रेम किस प्रकार का है? First point number 1, she has intense, constant love, right? It's वो प्रेम का मार्ग है. This is called you can say Dasatva Bhakti in one sense, but it's really the kind of bhakti Radhika ji has with Bhagwan Krishna. It is rasik bhakti. It is the bond of it is amorous bhakti. You understand? It is what is that called? Madhurya bhav. It is called Madhurya bhav. हनुमान जी की भक्ति भगवान राम के साथ माधुर्य भाव नहीं है, वो दासत्व भाव है. सो दिस इज अ इंटरेस्टिंग पॉइंट. भगवान श्री कृष्ण के साथ, और जो अर्जुन की भक्ति कृष्ण भगवान के साथ कैसी है, सखा भाव से है. यू आर माई फ्रेंड. सो राइट, यशोदा जी और बाल कृष्ण, इसमें क्या संबंध है, वात्सल्य भाव. ठीक है, ये सब अलग अलग प्रकार की भावना हमारे हृदय में हो सकती है. One could have, like the bhav that he's a supreme Lord and we are just his servant. Well, that is dasatva, aishwarya bhav, sadhak, of that kind of bhav. One could also have a bhav of a guru also. It's very interesting. You can have Paramatma, it is very, very true. Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. You can say the Bhagavad Gita, like for example, take in the Swadhyay Parivar, which is very famous in Gujarat even today, in Maharashtra, other places. Pujya Pandurang Dadaji, great expounder of the Gita. I don't know exactly what bhavna he had, but he expounded the Gita at such a level, he probably considered Sri Krishna as like his guru, like a Sadguru, like he's God, no doubt. But he's learning so much from. So you can have that bhav also. ये जो point है, this saparshad dhyan, it has to do with the way we are doing darshan of the murti. Let's go back to that point when we go into the mandir. हम जो मंदिर में जाते हैं, ये थोड़ा experiment करना. This is spiritual experimentation. When we are standing in front of the murti, let's just take Radha and Krishna for example, right? What is it that's coming through our mind? See, इसमें क्या करना चाहिए? How to do this darshan? First of all, always have mala. Never go into a temple without jap ki mala. Always take a shower first, have the cleanliness of the body, tilak karna, bahut pavitra bhav se, ideally to sing one or two bhajans at home, and then to go to the mandir. Make it into a real connection with Bhagavan. Not just like, okay, we have to go to the temple and, thodi pradikshana ki, and then eat a bunch of prasad or take a bunch of food home, and that's okay. Wo bhi karna, and that's fine, it's all right. But if you are more serious about this stuff, there's another way to go about this. Make it, spend 1 hour this is a worldly analogy. It's a date with God. It's a date. You know how you say go for a date, dating apps, all those fun stuff. If you're going for a date with someone, you don't just go around in disheveled, but you clean yourself and put perfume and do so many things so that you can be with the person and have a nice meal and have a nice conversation and all those things. Isn't it so? Right? It's like that. Bhagavan ka jo darshan hai, how we are going with what feeling, with what cleanliness and all that. And then, now, let's go further. We're standing in front of the murti. How to do the darshan? The saparshad dhyan kaise karna? Very interesting. First of all, before bowing down to Sri Krishna, you see both of them. Who do you do namaskaram to first? Always Shri Radha, not Sri Krishna. So you can if you want. It doesn't, but it's aisa nahi chalta. You have the process of bhakti is first and foremost to acknowledge, respect, show the adoration towards the bhakta. Always. Without doing that, we cannot approach God. It's not possible. It's possible ही नहीं है. People say, मैं भगवान का ध्यान करूँगा. नहीं होगा. Not without the blessings of the आदर्श भक्त. हनुमान जी की कृपा बिना राम भगवान के पास पहुंच ही नहीं सकते. राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिन पैसारे. Without your आज्ञा, nobody can reach Bhagwan Ram. Without Radhika ji opening the door into Goloka, you'll not be able to reach Goloka. कभी भी नहीं. कितनी भी करो ना भक्ति कृष्ण की. He will say, you understand Radha first. You will not be able to come to me like that. This is the importance of Saparshad Dhyan. Parshad meaning the sevak, the ideal devotee, who is with, sa means with, the ideal devotee do the dhyan of Bhagavan. Saparshad Dhyan. So in this dhyan, how to do this? We first mentally, or we will with flowers, always touch the feet of Shri Radhika ji with lots of love and affection. And really to do this, I mean, you would, take the name of Radha. So actually in Vrindavan, they take the name of Radha ji 8 times and Krishna 1 time. Radhe, 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 Krishna. Again, Radhe, 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 Krishna. Radhe, 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 Krishna. This is how they chant. Why is that? Because when we internally are connecting with Shri Radha, our entire mental, psychological, and every part of the tattvas in the body, they take a dimensional jump into prema bhakti. And these are big things, these are, see, we start one subject like this, isme bahut kuch hai. That jump into prema bhakti is where the devotee's ahankar vanishes. Totally. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is considered to be an incarnation of that of Radhika ji, of Sri Krishna actually. It's a combination of Sri Krishna and Radha, but there's the way the story goes, that in Golok, Bhagwan Sri Krishna is told by Radha, by Radhika. She says to Sri Krishna, you don't know who is Radha. You don't know what it means to be Radha. You are the Supreme Lord. But you don't know what it's like for me to be in love with you. How will you ever know that? This is how the story goes, right? So he says, okay, I'll find out. So he takes incarnation as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in that mood of Radha, in love of Sri Krishna. He says, I will become Radha to find out what is that like. That is the incarnation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is all that? Maybe it's a story, maybe it's some metaphysical thing, whatever it may be. It has meaning for us in many ways. It means that we can reach that extraordinary state of bhakti where that opening of bhakti, expansive level of bhakti, where there is not even the slightest forgetting of Sri Krishna for even a microsecond, that kind of bhakti, only Radhika ji can grant that. Nobody else can grant that bhakti. Think about it. See, Radha is a mantra in itself. For the Vaishnavas, just taking the name of Radha, 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 or Radhe, 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 it's enough. So what does she do? She takes us and we become like her. Now there's some more tattvagnan in this. We don't actually become exactly Radha, but we become like Radha. See this point. I don't want to go into that right now. That has to do with some higher level tattvagnan. But when we are doing darshan of Radha and Krishna, there's so much involved in that. We don't realize all these things, that to connect with Radhika ji, with bhakti, with bhav, to actually ask her for devotion. Now, if someone wants to spend 3 or 4 hours sitting in front of the Murti of Radha Krishna, there's many ways of doing that. You can take the Bhagavatam and read the 10th skanda, and बहुत प्रेम से उनका दर्शन करना. And then the dhyan of Sri Krishna you'll feel it inside, that the antakaran has become so pure, so clear, that the mantra that is chanted, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishnam Tvam Gatir Mama, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, or the Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That mantra. Many mantras are there. Any mantra, stotra, bhajans, madhurashtakam. Then you see the murti and with that intense bhakti inside that is awakened by the krupa of Shri Radhika ji, connect, you are worshipping Sri Krishna. Upasana to unki hai. Radha Krishna ki upasana के Radhika ji ki upasana nahi hai. Radhika ji, even those who worship Radha, it is actually worship of Sri Krishna. And within, now the other thing is, there are some sampradayas that worship only Radha. Krishna is almost not worshipped. There are some groups like that, believe it or not. Yes, ऐसा है. बहुत कुछ है, it's very interesting. तो वो भी चलेगा. But if you do that, the point is that Krishna is inside Radha. रोम में Krishna ही है. तो वो भी चलेगा. But उपासना तो कृष्ण की ही है. उपासना और कुछ की नहीं. Nobody. राधिका जी, राधा सहित, इसी गरुड़ा प्रथम 5 वचनामृत, भगवान स्वामीनारायण क्या कहते? राधिकाए सहित एबाजे श्री कृष्ण भगवान तेनु ध्यान करवो. We talk about that some other time in more detail. But the dhyan is with the ideal devotee. So with the ideal devotee, meaning it's not just with like physical, it's with this bhav, with this real blessing that is coming from Shri Radhika ji, so that our antakarana is brimming with shuddhata, divyata, और इस स्थिति में, इस प्रेम की स्थिति में भजन बोलना, भजन करना, मंत्र करना भगवान कृष्ण का. So the intensity of devotion towards Sri Krishna increases million times forward. It just jumps. Try it and see. Anubhav karna iska. And then what happens? The link is so solid that as devotion continues, it grows and grows and grows. The bhakta, the sadhak gets transformed completely, where automatically the Shat Sampatti and the Sadhan Chatushta, this Vivek, Vairagya, and Sham, Damadi, Sadh, all these sadhanas that are, this Vivek Chudamani automatically comes about. You don't have to even think about Vivek Chudamani. That is something amazing in bhakti. Dharma, Jnana, Vairagya, ये सब बहुत बड़ी तत्व ज्ञान की सब बातों है. You don't know any of that, you don't have to worry about any of it. You know why that is? Because when this bhakti opens from inside towards Sri Krishna, when it really opens, automatically Jnana and Vairagya and Dharma, everything follows along. You don't have to even think of it. It's going to prop up from inside of you, because that's where it has to prop up. It is called asadharan bhakti. Asadharan means, in Gujarati, it means extraordinary level of bhakti. Once you get a glimpse of that, ananta prakar ka gyan aa jate. You see, there is a verse, I think it is written by Narsiya Mehta, Koti Kabira. I forgot the verse exactly. It basically means that billions of Kabirji, Kabirji Gnan the, Gnan mein ekdam top level ka Gnan. Aise kotan koti, millions of Kabiras are already within that asadharan bhakti. Think about this point. I forgot the verse. I have to look it up. Koti Kabira, something. It starts something like that, and it has to do with the fact that, see, like the damsels of Vraja, the gopikas of Vraj. They just recognized Sri Krishna and they were lost after him. They didn't study the Bhagavatam, or Bhagavatam is written about them. They didn't study any scriptures. They recognized the Paramatma and just were linked with it. And when that happens, all kinds of scriptural knowledge, Shastro ka Gyan to sab aa hi jata hai automatic. You don't have to even think about it. Koi Shastra hai hi nahi wahan. Kis prakar ka Shastra? In the love between the Bhakta and Bhagwan, between Sri Krishna and his devotees, koi Shastra ka sthani nahi hai. This might sound very strange to say this. Koi Shastra nahi hai wahan. Koi niyam bhi nahi hai wahan. गोलोक में भाव ऐसा है कि वो जो भक्तों है सब, वो कृष्ण को भगवान ही नहीं मानते. First of all, they forgot that he's God. They consider him as a friend, as a lover, as to play around with, to do anything with. You can tie him up. You can throw flowers on him. You can box with him if you want. You can play around. It's a play. It's a constant love. इसमें भक्तों, they know he's God, but that वो भगवान भी उनका, in ગુજરાતી વિશે ભગવાને પણ ભગવાન પણ ભૂલી ગયા અને ભક્તો પણ ભૂલી ગયા કે ભગવાન કોણ છે. That division between that he is the Lord and I am his servant, that is in Vaikuntha Loka, not in Goloka. गोलोक में तो पूर्ण प्रेम रस है, total. That is Golok. Gunatidhananda Swamiji, he has mentioned this thing. Golok ma prem mukhya che. So if we are in that rasik bhav, I'll just take another minute here before we close. Once we reach that extraordinary kunj, nikunj, these are extraordinary places inside the Golok. Or waha jo sab, the loka itself is divya. वो दिव्य धाम है. वेदरस स्क्रिप्चर है, उसमें 12 pages का description of what is Golok. It is extraordinary. If you reach that dham, then there is a unbroken ananda in their forms. Just like we have forms in this world, there are divine forms there. Or Bhagwan ke saath continuous, unending joy hai wahan. Vichar karo. We cannot imagine. We cannot imagine there are flowers with 10,000 petals. Each petal is emitting the light of millions of suns in Golok. Can you imagine this thing? We are attracted by Hawaii or Alaska or some mountains and this and that. Ye to kuch nahi hai. Or beyond this is Swargalok, or Swargalok is like nothing, is absolutely, Swarg and all that thing is absolutely nothing compared to the Dham. Bhagwan ka jo Dham hai, uske comparison mein to koi hai. Flowers that have 10,000 petals, that each petal is divine, divya. It's not any kind of flower like this. It is something much, much transcendental, or wo Bhagwan Roop hi hai. Meaning what inside the Golok, if Sachin has a lot of attraction to worship Sri Krishna with rose flowers, Bhagwan kya karte? Main aapko rose flower wahan bana dunga. You can take any form over there and be anything you want over there. Whatever the way you want to worship God and be in connection with Him, you can be that. Mukta, jo Golok ke mukta hai, they can take any form. They can become anything actually. These are subjects, I don't know why I'm even talking about this today somehow, but this is थोड़ी ऊपर की level की बात है, वो सब स्थिति की बात है. When we reach that stage of realization, like Shri Radha ji, by her grace, she opens the door. She has the key. She'll open the door into Golok. And then you can go, and then we can go. So bade acharya jo ho gaye, whether it's Nimbarkacharya, Vallabhacharya ji, or the ISKCON Guru Parampara, the Prabhupada ji, unke Guru Bhakta Siddhanta Saraswati, from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also in a parampara. Unke bhi sab bahut badi parampara hai. What is the point of all of that? It is to open the door into Golok and be a liberated being as a resident of Golok. And there's a 3-volume scriptural exposition on Bruhat Bhagvat Amrut, which is a discussion between Gop Kumar and Narad ji, one of the muktas of Golok, and Narad ji. Again, that's a different subject, but not different subject, very advanced subject on the Bhagavatam. Let's stop here for now. Om Dhyanamulam Guror Murti Mantramulam Guror Vakyam Pujamulam Guror Padam Mokshamulam Guror Kripa. Om Durge Rakshini Tha Svaha. Om Shri Radha Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Hrim Swaha. With that, we will continue a couple more concepts in the next couple of days, and then we will definitely move ahead further in Vivek Chudamani. Namaskar, everybody. Thank you so much.